Hey, the free music kind of slaps though. I'm pretty excited about the free music. All right. All right, let's get this show on the road here. What we doing? And it's free, Drake. That's what's up. Hey, Bobby. My cat's going crazy. Hang on. He's demanding attention. All right, buddy. All righty. Well, we got a decent looking daily candle coming out. Trying to show its face a little bit. What's interesting is like the regular Bitcoin chart appears to be catching up to the damn cat. Come on, bro. The regular Bitcoin chart appears to be catching up to the futures chart, the CME chart. All right, dude. I'm sorry, buddy. You gotta go. It's too much. There you go, fella. All right. Cheddar Bob, my cat. Coolest cat name ever. Give some of these guys a minute to get on here too if they want to get on here. I feel like either my microphone is quieter than normal or I'm just not hearing it as good. I think my ears are popping a little bit. All right. Well, we got on here is just Dre. Yeah. We'll give it a couple minutes for anybody else who wants to get on here to get in. Excuse me. All right. Cause you've been sleep on us at night. We've been going till like 2 in the morning. Dre been asleep. What we got over here? Everything is red except Binance coin. Damn. Yeah, man. Look at that. Last night, Dre, I don't know if you woke up and saw it, but Hope ran a futures trade on Binance coin. So did Frank. But Hope ran the futures on it, and she started down here at the pivot line, and she set her stop loss. I mean, she set her sell line for 32. And look where that bitch hit. Directly on 32. Oh yeah, man, I hear you. I don't work out. I don't work out. I used to, man. About let's see, about 6 years ago, 5 years ago, I was like 230 pounds, and I decided that I was going to lose weight. There we go. Hey, what up, Dayo? All right. Yeah, man, that's freaking internet problems. They're gonna be here tomorrow, so I'm getting 400 megabyte internet tomorrow. I'm on 30 something right now. It just keeps magically dropping in and out. I can't do anything about it. It's AT&T fiber. It's trash, is what it is. It's trash. It really is. Makes me super aggravated. Let me move this window around a little bit right here. Get that a little bit better lined up. There we go. All right. Now we have an excellent connection. We only got a 5 second delay. Do you got Verizon, Dustin? Verizon internet or what? Because here I've got AT&T. It's AT&T fiber, and it's supposed to be 500 megabyte, but To be honest with you, the most I ever get's 30. Now I ran a test, like I remoted on this computer, and I ran a test. Spectrum, oh okay, yeah, Spectrum's what I got coming tomorrow. Um, I ran a test the other day while I was at work. I just remoted in on this computer and ran a speed test. When I ran a speed test, it did 320 megabits per second. The thing is, that was 300 mega while I'm not home. So it was like off-peak hours, they give you the more. But during peak hours, they taper it way back. And it sucks. Now I'm streaming at 1 in the morning. Why is that not off time or whatever? But still not, sure enough, it would kick out. And even before this, I went and reset the router. But just then, y'all seen it clip out and clip back in. I looked at my software right here and it said no data. I'm like, what you mean no data? And it was just Wi-Fi dropping out and dropping back in. So right now I'm at 31 megabits per second. So it's all right. But hell, that might change again. But yeah, I got Spectrum on the way. So I had it before, but I had just, like regular Spectrum. And then where I moved at down here when I got divorced didn't have Spectrum. Well, I moved again since then. Live with a girlfriend now here. And they have everything over here. So I just brought over my AT&T service. Well, that shit ends tomorrow. So, all right. Binance Coin. That's probably the only thing I've gotten red. It absolutely is the only thing I've gotten red on the whole watch list I've got right here. Dustin, if you look, on the right here, I've got 3 different lists. I've got watch list, monthly hitters, and coins that are ahead. The monthly big hitters here are all the ones that have the ridiculous amount of gains possible. But they also swing a lot, okay? So you got to kind of work with it because, in my opinion, these are all you should just kind of buy some and not look at anymore. These are just going to be holds that you just like the infomercial, you set it and forget it. That's going to be these on the right: MTV, CRV, ENQ, Spin, Dust, Jar, Toko, Myth, PHP, which is Red Phoenix or whatever. All these you're just going to buy some and leave it alone because these charts look like hell, but the percent gains are outrageous. Like, there's not much to this chart. And in fact, what we did was, when we started finding these charts that look like this, we even went to CoinTrader and we said, well, let's double check because sometimes, these things don't have all the data that we want. So we started going through other sets to see if we could find more data somewhere else. And after doing so, we started finding crazy percentage gains. What we also found was, hey, what's up, Brian? What you been doing, my guy? What we also found was a lot of all these coins moved on the monthly chart from June 19th. So what we did was we measured every single coin in our lists from June 19th to measure the potential returns from the same spot that others went. What's up, KG? So essentially, this chart list here, coins that are ahead, these are just some of the coins we found that went first. They made their June move first, okay? From June, they did their move. And I'll pull up OMG here just because it's the most recent one to do it. But other ones have already done it. We measured from June here, the June area. Okay, sometimes it was May, sometimes it was July. So right here, this June peak to the bottom of the chart right here. And we measured it, and sure enough, what we've seen happen is, I'll even add in an extra fib here because I've been doing the 1217. Where's it at? 1272, whatever. 1272, yeah. I said it wrong. But yeah, we've been doing this fib. And sure enough, it hit 1414 and, stuck below 1272 here. But what we've seen is multiple of them go to this 1414. We'll find another one here. Digibyte. Digibyte's really interesting because it looks just like it, only it went way before. The thing was, we didn't know where it was coming from or where it was going. We just kind of saw it happening, and everybody went, oh my God, Digibyte's way ahead, but we didn't know why. So what we did was kind of set off on a mission to figure out why. And look, Digibyte, exactly the same thing. Pull that fib up. Look, it's exactly the same move. Exactly the same time frame. From June to the bottom. 1414 hit right there. So then what we noticed was, off of that 1414 hit, why did it stop there? Well, it stopped there because the resistance was there. Okay? If it has the resistance zone there, it will stop at 1414. If it does not have a resistance zone there, it will not stop. It'll keep going. KNC is a good example. All right, see, let's pull up June 19 over here on KNC. All right. Pull out a fib set here. So right here is May, June. Yeah, Brian. Everybody's asleep in the house, so I got the house to myself, except the dog. The bitch is always up. And the Panthers don't come on for another 2+ hours, so I'm good. Football don't start for 2 hours, so I figured why sit around and just do stuff on Photoshop when I could stream. And a lot of guys that are on here right now don't get a chance to stream late at night because everybody's asleep. So I thought I'll do this. I'll start a stream now. That way some of the guys who never get to see can come on. But as you see on KNC right here, man, look, this thing took off and left. All right, it done its move. There was very little resistance right here as in comparison to what I just showed you on Digibyte and others. There was some, but it blew right through it. And it blew so far past it that it did what we've talked about before. When it goes too far, it comes right back down to where it should have been to begin with. Right near this 1414. Now, from there, it continued to go. Look, there's no resistance in here. There's none. Oh, hell, my mouse again. There we go. There's no resistance in here. So it was free to kind of do what it wanted. It bounced around and rebounded and took back off again, which was great. Now, what we're looking at here is no resistance in this zone, very little resistance here. And we found other charts to look similar to that, okay? For instance, E and Q. E and Q. That's not E and Q. Some of these are not on CoinTrader. Some of them are on TradingView. Some of them are not on TradingView. Some of them are on CoinTrader. So let's pull up monthly big hitters. E and Q. Yeah, look. We even double check this by going on Coin Paprika and finding the all-time high and making sure we have the all-time high correct. And it was correct. But look, I mean, there's no monthly resistance here. Once this thing finally gets off its ass and decides to go, I mean, there's nothing to stop it. It's going to do a similar move to what KNC did. There's nothing to stop it. I mean, it's obviously got some weekly lines in here. We can drop down the weekly and you can see them a little better. But in comparison, it looks really similar to KNC that had that one resistance zone right here. I'll pull them up. Well, I can't see. It doesn't look good on the trading view, but that one resistance zone. Then once it hesitated at that resistance zone, it got up over it and took off again, okay? We'll even look at it one more time here so you can see it. There's nothing to stop it. It's the same setup. See? We have this one resistance zone with nothing over top. Now, KNC had all this chop up here. And E&Q just doesn't have that. It's got that one resistance zone with nothing over top. It's got a very small amount of chop up here. So in my opinion, you're going to have the very same reaction to this chart that you had with KNC. It may not move the same speed, but it's going to have a similar reaction. And that's based on the fact that there's less resistance above. Okay? Quite simply, we can translate that over to the other coins. We can find each one that's already went. What's another one? ZRX. Where's it at? ZRX. Yeah, right here. ZRX is similar. ZRX did the exact same thing, only it moved faster. Okay, so here's June. here. So from the top here down to the bottom, bounced down, went up and hit actually the 1618, which was great, but it also hit the 1414. And look, it's over all-time high. This coin, once it completes its retracement, is free to go. You understand? This one is free to go. I can't tell you how far it's going to go quite yet because it hasn't bottomed out. Once it bottoms out, I'll have a more accurate reading. So I'm actually going to delete this fib set here now because we don't need it anymore. It already ran a perfect one. Let's get this off of here because we don't need it any longer. This one as well. Let's remove a bunch of these resistance lines. They're useless now. I'll keep a couple of them up there because we may need them. We're not exactly sure how far Bitcoin is going to pull everything down. If ZRX goes no farther down, an accurate reading on price would be sitting over R3 right now, fighting it. It may drop a little more. 250% on the next big move would put us at $1.65 on ZRX. Right now it's trading at 20. What is that? 48 cent. Okay, so that's a very big jump from 48 cent to $2.46. Why is that going to happen? Well, quite simply, there's no resistance up here to stop it. Let's look at over here, make sure we got the full chart. I always do this to make sure I've got a full set. Yeah, look, okay, see, we were incorrect. It's got this chop zone right here, okay? All this chop is going to slow it down. We can actually use CoinTrader here to get a better feel for what's going to happen. And this is why I always check myself. So I'm wrong all the time. All right, about here. From there, we have some resistance lines in here. Let's not bullshit it. There's a big one. Got to cross it. Here's another big one. And here's another big one. Looks like that 786 is going to be nasty. Okay. Once we get over that, we got an 886 it looks like. Let's see. Let's move this one out and do 0.886. Add that in. Okay. Yep, look, right here's a resistance line as well. Right in line with the fib set. Almost perfectly in line with the fib set. So, you know, ZRX is stuck in the same conundrum that KNC is stuck in. It's stuck in this big zone right here with all this resistance. Now the good news is it's already over its main one, so now we have big support right here. Let's make this one blue and label it. Big support. We're over top of all this chop. There we go. So, you know, it may flirt and go sideways a little bit right here first before it finally goes, but we're going to get some good movement off of this, okay? When we do get this good movement, it's going to come back up here and fight it, come back up here and fight it, come back up here and fight it. It's the same thing that XRP is going to do, only faster, because XRP is way down here in comparison, okay? It's just the way this works. We'll have to wait it out. We'll set some target boxes in here. I'm assuming, it's not always great to assume, right? But I got the feeling like it's going to go to 1618 because there's no resistance up here, and that would be the technical marker for it to go to. We'll do 3 boxes because, you know, 3 boxes. Like to cover all of our squares here. How long is this going to take on ZRX? You know what? I was actually talking to a guy yesterday about trying to get better on time frames and picking them out. And Andrew was talking to me about it. And we still haven't quite figured that out yet, okay? Not going to bullshit you. But I'm going to try to do a little bit more research on getting tighter on my time frames. Because some guys out there are predicting time frames, and they're doing really, really, really well predicting them. I'm just not any good at it. So if I can get better at predicting time frames, then we're going to really, really, really tighten in our or we're going to really narrow our field of in and out moves. And it may also extend our times when we're not doing anything, like right now. But it'll give us better data regardless. Okay, so I'm going to work on that later today, maybe tomorrow while I'm supposed to be working. But you know how that goes. Not on the Mondays, bro. We don't play that on Monday. Yeah, so as you see here, once this thing actually crosses all-time high, we have 3,000% from the price we're at right now. Okay, in comparison, that's not as good as some others, to be honest with you. All right? It's going to get there faster, but it's not as high as a percentage as some others. XRP has 12,000% over all-time high. XLM has 10,000% over all-time high. The problem is XLM is going to be faster than XRP, and XRP is going to go slower than all of them. So we have to just kind of roll with it. Part of the reason I reduced my bag by 90%. What's up, Nick? Yeah, Nick, everybody's just asleep, and I had the house to myself. Girlfriend just got done teaching, so she went back to bed. Figured why sit around and just do Photoshop when I could be charting. I've been making thumbnails for the videos because I'm migrating them all from the Discord channel over to YouTube so that we can have more easily available videos. And of course, some videos are still just for us, and other videos are public. Like this one's public, but whenever I do a class video, I do those private, and then I save them on the charting vids. So you can still look through them, but you can only click on the ones whom I give you access to. So if that makes sense. And of course, everyone will have access in the group. Let's go back to Trading View here. All right. Let's see. What's another one? How far did Dragon go? Dragon did a similar move. And also here's Zilliqa. As you see, it's done a similar move from, here's June. So it's not gone as far as ZRX. You saw ZRX had come all the way up here and got past everything. Well, Zilliqa hasn't done that yet. It got stuck under resistance a little bit. Okay, we're kind of waiting. It's the same exact move as ZRX. See? Same move as ZRX. Let me pull up the monthly, not the weekly. Month. And this is on month, right? Yep. Okay, so there's ZRX. And there's ZIL. Let me stretch it out a little bit here. ZRX, ZIL. They look really similar, okay? Now I'm going to pull them up on CoinTrader so I make sure I got the whole thing. Again, TradingView doesn't always have all the data. And there you go. We have more data on ZIL. I've already done it over here. You can see that we hit this resistance right here at the one line. If I put the 886 in there, you'll see we hit that also. 0.86. And I've already got that in there. Okay. Yeah, we're getting rejected here at the 886. But we're holding on the support line right here, okay? If it fails at this support line, yes, we're going to come down more. It doesn't have to. It can stay up here if it like. It's on support. It's just got this chop to get through right here. Once it gets through this chop, look, there's nothing else monthly wise up here. This is weekly resistance, which is smaller than monthly resistance. It'll move a little harder to get through this, of course. You know, it's got some chop up here to get through. That's going to have a hard time. And this tells us where our stop zones are going to be. I know it sucks because they don't just take off and go, but the good news is it gives us spots that we can see where we can get in and get out. And clearly, once this reverses and comes up here to 1272 and hits this chop, it's going to be a point where we're taking profits. No, not necessarily, Nick. I don't think everything's going to fail support. What I think is going to happen is everything is going to test support. I think what we're going to have is we're going to dip. And on the short term, you're going to see support fail. But on longer terms, like weekly and monthly, you're not going to see it fail. You're going to see the days dip and then the days reverse. And what's going to happen is create a wick on the weekly and the monthly. And when that happens, it's going to pull that wick back up and show you that it was nothing but a test of support, a test of monthly support, or weekly, or 3 month, whatever. The higher the time frames we go, the more accurate these charts are, which is really interesting. That's why I tell everyone to stay on the high time frames. Algo, got you. You've seen what those other charts look like. Now, what do you see right here? Do you see any resistance at all in there? I don't. Not monthly. So, in my opinion, algo is not one to sit on and wait. There's no resistance in here monthly wise. Let's put a support line in here. Right about here. Come on, computer. CoinTrader doesn't like for you to click on things on the left. It likes you to be on the right side of the candles. That's kind of dumb. But like I said, the interface is a little whack on CoinTrader. We're at the same support line that Zeal is here on Algo. Okay, but the June mark is way up here. We have done none of the big run yet. Okay, it's just another one of these coins that hasn't taken up here yet. It's Zeal without this move. Okay? It's the same thing. It's going to go. Okay, there's nothing there to stop it. Is there some weekly chop? Yep, and that's what it hit. That one little spot of weekly chop. It's making a doji right here, right now on the weekly. This is a sign of reversal in my opinion. It makes this doji. It's going to be a morning star, and it's going to make another green candle. Come up here, make another green candle over top of this resistance, and complete the morning star formation. Once this morning star is completed, it's free to go up here to the next resistance line and get caught. Okay, there's no other weekly or monthly resistance on algo after that. I've explained this before, but here are my target boxes. I'm going to reduce my position as we hit these, but you're at 7,000%. 7,000%. This is going to be one of the quicker moving charts because there's just not as much resistance. It just has to get over what's there. Once it gets over what's there, it's going to move quicker. Just got to bear with it and let it ride, okay? There's decent liquidity on Algo. It's on Binance US and Binance, and usually what's on Binance US has good liquidity. So I've been buying it on Binance US and just kind of holding it, okay? I bought 75 a couple days ago, 75 bucks worth a couple days ago. I get paid again Friday. I'll buy some more then, okay? What little percent I'm going to lose right here, I'm not too stressed about. It's fine. Is H-bar good also? Man, look, I fucking hate H-bar, but it is good, okay? I've done nothing but lose money on H-bar every single time I've bought it. It pisses me off every time. Me and Nazu were talking about this several months ago. We were like, man, H-bar, I don't know, dude. And he was like, yeah, me either. And I was like, I just get this feeling like it's not going to do what we want it to do. And he's like, I agree. But this is what we didn't see, okay? From June. So we have no June. We have September. It's the best we got. So let's start up here and pull a fib set. I mean, this thing just went dead sideways. Look at that. What are you going to do? Sucks. 1 month. Algo is also on Coinbase. Yeah, that's good. See, I don't think anything on Coinbase is going to have bad liquidity. All right. So a lot of times if it's on Coinbase and you want to hold it, it's not a bad idea. Let's see. Hold on. Wait a second. I got a lot to be buying more. Where would you take profit on Algo? I'll go back to that in a second. Hang on. You bought most of your algo at 18 when everybody went into QKC. Brother, you are brilliant. Because I'm pretty sure over on the Al side, there's still some dudes sitting in QKC waiting on it to go to the moon, and it's just not going to happen. There is some good gains on QKC, and I'll show that in a second, but it's not as, you know what I'm saying? It's more to it than that. So, H-bar got rejected at 886 and dipped. It's been fighting now. It's lost the pivot. The good news is there's not a lot of resistance. Let's go to CoinMarketCap and check and make sure we got the right all-time high. This is the way I do make sure. This is the way I make sure about where I'm pulling my sets from and where I'm checking my numbers at, because sometimes you're off on numbers because you just pull a fib retracement set based on the way the chart looks and not necessarily based on the right price. So we found this the other day when we were checking on one that had a wick that was way up high, but that didn't count because it wasn't even registered as an all-time high. It wasn't even in there. All-time high of 41, okay? H-bar. See, look, this doesn't have all the data. It's got all-time high of 41 cents on September 17th. So I'm on September right now, and it's below that. I don't have all the data, so this is what we're going to have to go off of, okay? What I know is we got stuck at the 618 line. We're over the 50. Just going to have to let it play out a little bit more. There's no more resistance on the monthly. There's no more resistance on the weekly. It honestly should have broken this. Now I'll put this as a weekly line. How about that? Let's make that orange. I do my orange lines for weeklies. That'll be the only weekly resistance. Once we break this, we can get up here and move around a little bit and try and test all-time high. Okay? Not until then. Back to algo to look at points where I would take profit. Or right here. This is how I'm going to do it. I don't care how you do it. It's your money. Do what you want to do. These are my profit boxes. I'm taking profit at 20 cent. At 20 cent, I'm going to take 20% of my profits. Or 25. I'll take 25% here on algo at 20 cents. I'll take 15% up here at that's 20 cents. Algo $8.20. I'll take 25%. At $13.26, I'll take 15 more percent. And then at the 1618, I will take the remaining 50%. I'm going to split it up like that. 25, 15, and 50. That's the percentages I'm going to pull out and move into Tether as it goes up. If it goes faster than that and it wants to go just straight up to the 1618, hey, so be it. But that hasn't happened, but only once or twice, so I don't plan on that. Do you believe all the stimulus and the government money is coming from the markets? Not at all, Dre. Every time they send money, market pumps and dumps. Nah, I don't think it has anything to do with it. So the reason I don't think it has anything to do with it because of the people who got the stimulus, about 0.25% even know what any investment is at all. And a quarter of those know what cryptocurrency is. Most people I talked to got the stimulus money and immediately spent it, including some people in the group. I didn't do it. Y'all know what I did with my coins. My money, I immediately moved it and I bought XRP the next day as soon as I got it. That was a mistake. Should have bought something else, but that's what I did. So anyway, I didn't spend it. I just invested it. If they give out another one, guess what I'm going to do? I'm moving my money right over into Algo, Dusk, and Myth. That's the way it's going to be. Those are 3 charts that have good liquidity, that have crazy percentages available, that I would like to invest my money in. So that's going to happen. You're holding the algo for the long like the staking on it. Well, here's the thing, Dustin. I'm fully with you. The thing is, once this thing hits the 1618, a lot of people are going to pull out. And you should pull out too. You pull out and you wait for it to come back down, and then you can buy back in, okay? because it's going to retrace 50% from here. Once it goes up here, it's going to pull back 50%. 50% from here will be all the way back down here to the 1414, okay? At this point, you can rebuy, but don't rebuy until then. And then you can stake longer if you want, whatever. That's fine. Staking is an incentive to hold. It's made that way because if you don't hold their coins, they don't grow in value, okay? The reason not every coin stakes is because not every coin needs to, if that makes sense. XLM doesn't offer staking. XRP doesn't offer staking. Only the coins that need you to hold their coin to increase their demand and lower their supply need staking, if that makes sense. Now, I like it because it's almost like free interest. It's free savings interest money. And you're not going to get staking. You're not going to get money like that on a treasury bond. If you bought Link at $1.50, like I did before I sold it, if you bought Link at $1.50 and you've been staking it and getting 5% for free, oh my God, you've been killing it. You've been doing great. But there's going to come a time to sell Link. And when it does, I hope you get out. I hope you pay attention to the charts and listen. That's just the way it works. I don't make these rules. I simply follow them. After doing this for a long time, I've probably got at least 10,000 hours on charts now. And I don't just stare at them. I'm actively trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not just guessing. I've played the guessing game long enough. That's why I do this. No more guessing. No more guessing. Hey, what's up, Rug, brother? How you feeling today? Rug just had a birthday. I think he's 67 now. He just turned 67, I believe, out there in California. Oh, that's what you was talking about on Celsius Network. They stake XRP, XLM, and they stake everything Matic is almost 20% staking. No, I'm not on that, but I'm going to look into that because if that's the case, what little XRP I've got, I'll move over there because someone else has mentioned that. Oh, you're welcome, son, Rug. He's not really 60 something. I think he's my age. You're like 35, ain't you, Rug? Something like that. I just turned 37, so we're close in age. You got power back on yet, bro? It's been wild out there in California. Wild, bro. California's been a mess. What is this? Air swap. AST. Yeah, it's ahead too. Let's look at this one. I haven't looked into this much. I just added to the list on Frank's recommendation. But air swap 47. Yeah, a couple years older than me, bro. But you don't look 47, so don't sweat it. You don't look 47, homie. All right, look, air swap looks just like KNC. Best pickup line in California. I have Valor. It's awful. Oh my God, that's terrible. Jesus, you have power and you have guns, right? I've got a buddy out there who used to live in Sacramento, and he moved right to here. I think he's moved back to California now. And he said, when we were here in South Carolina, we actually went to a couple gun stores and showed him because he's terrified of guns. In South Carolina, we don't give a shit. I want y'all to understand. So we go to a couple gun stores and he's petrified. You know what I mean? And I showed him and he held the guns. He got a little bit more comfortable in like 20 minutes. So he went out to California. All this shit started happening with the riot and stuff. And he's like, dude, I probably need to get a gun. I was like, you probably should have 20 already. Why are you talking about getting one? I mean, I have like 18 guns. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go get one. So he goes to the gun store the next day, and the line is like 8 hours long for the gun store. 8 hours long to get in the gun store. He said they sold out of guns with 7 hours worth of people waiting at the door. He's like, this is insanity. And he said, even if we get the gun, we got to wait 6 months to pick it up. I was like, what did you just say? He said, if it's your first time gun, it's 6 months. The second gun is 6 weeks. I'm like, oh my God, this is sad. This is insanity, bro. It's insanity. I can go down the street right now on a Sunday morning and buy a gun in South Carolina. And I have it done in about 30 minutes. But whatever. Yeah, the one thing that gun laws don't stop is criminals, bro. They're already criminals. You think they give a shit about a gun law? What's another one gonna stop them? Um, yeah, we don't give a single shit, Dre, in South Carolina. Hey, bro, we'll see you, Dustin. Take it easy, homie. Oh yeah, dude, this ain't even nothing yet, Rug. Wait till. So I want to explain something to everybody. Required listening, required learning right now is I want to this right here. Let's pull this up real quick. I want everybody to take some time to watch this episode of the giant beast that is the global economy. Okay, it's on Amazon Prime. It's got old dude from Cal and Penn. I'm not from Cal and Penn. From Harold Kumar. His name is Cal Penn. He worked with Obama for a while. Super cool guy. He's really smart and funny. But he does this show called The Giant Beast That Is the Global Economy. And the first episode is on money laundering and how it works. Okay? I'm not going to play it on here because YouTube will strike me. But the whole episode is about how to launder money and how you can do it legally. And it's actually not frowned upon at all. It's actually encouraged. He goes through how people do it illegally, and then he tells you how you do it legally. There's an episode on cryptocurrency. There's an episode on the rubber problem. There's an episode on oh shit, I forget. There's some other ones, just scams that people run that are legal. Um, but anyway, you really need to all watch it. It's fucking amazing. And opened my eyes. And after this, I started doing more research on it. Okay, I actually made some phone calls and sent some emails out, and I actually got a call back from a guy in Malta, which was amazing. I never talked to anybody from Malta before, but the guy called me back. It didn't even charge me nothing on my phone plan either. The other thing everybody needs to go watch is The Big Short. Why? Because what's happening right now already happened before. Okay? This isn't new. The economy going down isn't new. This has been happening every 20 to 25 years since we've been here. Okay? It's not rocket science. But in The Big Short, it explains why the housing market failed. Okay? You guys saw all these DeFi coins? You guys saw all these DeFi coins, right? YFI took off, went high. Sushi did amazing moves, right? Blah, blah, blah. I'll show you here. Come on, let's see Sushi. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's go. So let's do a 4-hour chart. So essentially, I want you to see what Sushi is a good example of how we can understand why this shit fails as hard as it fails. Okay, imagine this spot right here is everybody's doing well. They have houses going for sale like crazy, and people are buying them. And everybody's super happy to get them, and they're selling great, and they're doing wonderful, and everybody's making money, and everybody's getting a house, and everybody's getting a loan. So that moves the market up. And then everybody goes, man, a lot of houses have been bought. Maybe we should chill. And everybody says, nope, 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 we're good. Let's keep going. As this is happening, banks are selling your loans as fast as they get them. Okay, you put out a loan for $100,000 for a house. If you look on your loan statement, it actually tells you that that house, after you pay it off, will cost you $270,000 or whatever, right? So there's $170,000 worth of profit for the bank in there over 30 years, right? That's a long time to wait for 170 grand. Would you agree? I would. So what does the bank do? The bank takes your loan plus 100 other people's loans that are just like yours, and they put them all together. And this is called a CDO, or a collateralized debt obligation. It's a big ball of potential interest. Okay? I call up Dre and I say, hey Dre, I've got this big ball of potential interest. I've got this CDO I want to sell. And Dre says, well, how much you want for it? And I say, well, it's worth $11.7 million. And I'll take $5 million for it. And Dre says, well, I'm not going to give you 5, but I'll give you $4 million for it. I say, sweet, I'm out. So I sell this 100 houses, 100 mortgages, balled up together in a CDO to Dre. He gives me $4 million. I'm out of the loans. I no longer own them. I've taken these loans that I gave out and I've gotten $4 million profit for it. I'm done. I'm gone. I'm cashed out. Now Dre is stuck with the loans. Now he paid $4 million and he's got a potential to make 7.1 million, right? 7 point whatever million. So he's going to hold on to them for a little bit and ride the interest. So he makes let's say he rides it out for a year. So then he's got, $6 million worth of potential left. And he calls up Rug and he says, bro, I'm selling these loans. I'll take $3 million for them. And Rug says, I don't want to give you 3, I'll give you 2. Dre says, cool, that's good with me. He sells them to Rug for $2 million. Now, Dre has made a year's worth of profit plus $2 million, and he no longer owns the loans. All right, and now Rug's stuck with them. Problem. These loans that were given out were given to people like me. I've already been through this. These loans were given out to people who couldn't afford them. All right, you could afford them at first when the interest was cheap. Okay, when I first bought my house, the interest was 4.5% interest. After 2 years, it went to 6.5% interest, which is still pretty good for 2006, right? I thought that wasn't too bad, or 2007 or whatever it was. I thought that was pretty good. Okay, the next year, it went to 14.9. Just like that. And that was in the contract that I didn't read, the fine print that I didn't read. They gave me that house with 0 down, no credit needed. Here you go. Well, multiply that times millions. And you had all these people with houses that they couldn't afford, with interest rates that were high as hell, and they're all bundled up in these CDO loans that Rug just paid $2 million for. Okay, one by one, these loans start to fail. And then Rug sees this happening and he goes, hey, Dre, the fuck guy, you just sold me shit loans. And Dre says, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I didn't sell you anything. I've got $2 million. And he says, why don't you go talk to Keith? He's the one that sold them to me. And I look at both of y'all with middle fingers and laugh. I don't know what you're talking about. I got my money. Matter of fact, my bank's failing now, so even if I had money, I couldn't give it to you. Sorry. Then the government comes in behind that and says, hey, Keith, I see you're failing. Here's $1 billion. Fix your bank. Sweet, thanks. Did we fix any problems? No, we didn't. We're right back with the same spot we were. We didn't fix anything. All we did was kick the can down the road. That's all explained in The Big Short, in fancy jargon. But I just told you why, okay? All those, me selling them to Dre and then Dre selling them to Rug, those were called derivatives. Those derivatives are secondary bets on my bet. My bet was that people were going to pay their mortgage. Your secondary bet was Dre buys it from me and thinks they're going to pay the mortgage. The secondary bet on top of that was Rug buying them from Dre thinking that they were both going to pay their mortgages. Nobody paid. They all come back on me giving out loans that were shit to everybody. Okay, that really happened. And it's still happening today. Nothing changed. Okay, nothing changed. Now, the government did quantitative easing. What is quantitative easing? Quantitative easing is real simple to understand. Quantitative easing says the government prints money and then loans it out to companies like Bank of America. Bank of America gets this loan at 1.3% interest. They take a loan out for $15 million at 1.3% interest. What does Bank of America do with that $15 million? They immediately buy their own stock. When they buy their own stock, the stock price goes up. They just invested in their own company and made their own money go up with money that they got for free, for 1%. When they do this, their stock price goes up. They're able to raise their share value and sell shares off. Okay, they sell those shares for more than they bought them for profit. They pay their loan off. In a matter of hours, they pay off a $15 million loan. Their stock price went up. When you see Bank of America go up, you say, hey man, I might get into Bank of America. And somebody else says, hey man, I might get into Bank of America. And then another trading firm says, dude, Bank of America is up 0.5% today. We should be watching. What does Bank of America do? Hey man, give me another $15 million loan. And it happens again and again and again and again. Here's what happens though. You can only do this so long because anyone who's smart enough to watch investments knows that when the Dow moves, it's for reasons. Okay, when Forex moves, it's not that the news affects it. It's that the economy relies on data. Okay, and it's jobs data, employment data, earnings data, stuff like that. Okay, it all affects the chart. So whenever you see a company's price go up 10% on stock value, but they didn't hire any new people, they didn't make any more money on their books, Their employment rate actually went down. You know, they didn't do any good business, but your stock price went up. Why? Why did that happen? Somebody explain to me why that happened. And no one has an explanation for it. This creates a negative sentiment. When we have a negative sentiment times enough, the chart drops. It's as simple as that. Okay? I wish everybody could understand that. My head works a little different than everybody else's, so I'm able to like think about this. That's quantitative easing. Quantitative easing ended. What happened when quantitative easing ended, everybody? Shall I show you what happened when quantitative easing ended? This happened. Shortly after the end of quantitative easing, that happened. You mean to tell me you're not going to give out any more free money to the banks? Well, how are we going to pump our numbers up? Well, we can't. Whoops. And so forth and so on. Now we have the end of quantitative easing. They've come up with something else now, okay? The government now buys corporate bonds. The government is borrowing money from corporations. Do you understand? So the corporations that pump their stock up are now loaning money back to the people that gave them the loans. This is called corporate bond sales. Did you understand that's terrible? That's terrible, terrible, terrible. This is basically the corporations owning the government now. You're indebted to the governments. You're indebted to the corporations. Do you think they're ever going to fail? If that happens, do you think a corporation would ever fail? Of course not. Corporations are never going to fail if they own the government. Like, be real. Clip that, guys, and get it out there. That's the best explanation on economics I've ever heard. Hey, brother, I appreciate it. It took me a while to understand this stuff, Brian. And then one day it just kind of clicked for me. And I went, oh, yeah, that's how that worked. Well, why didn't I know that? And like I've said before about myself, when I don't know something, rather than just not know it, it kind of ticks me off that I don't know. And I want to try to find out, even if I can't understand it, right? Like rocket science. I kind of get it a little bit, but I'm not interested in it, so it doesn't bother me. But I've always been interested in charts ever since I was like a teenager and I saw Donald Trump on Home Alone. And I was like, man, I want to be Donald Trump, bro. That was before he was ever president, you know. And I was like, man, how do I get to be Donald Trump? How do I own Trump Towers? How do I do that? And I find out this is what he does. You know, and I'm like, man, I can learn that. But no one's ever willing to teach you. No one's ever willing to show you for free. And then it just kind of hit me one day, man, you can learn this, bro. Just dig deep and figure it out. And I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can figure it out. Failed at first, failed again, failed again, failed again. Got a little better, made a whole lot of money, failed again. And I've made it all back now. I've kind of hit a stalemate because we're waiting on charts to move. I didn't do Binance Coin like I should have. But damn, Frank and Hope did, and they killed it. 500% last night, 500% in the middle of a dip. My God, that's amazing. That's amazing. I was happy to put that on Twitter. Yeah, I read a lot to grasp it all, but you just explained the first 5 minutes. Well, there's more to it than that, too. That's the thing, man. It's like a brief, quick explanation, but it's deeper than that. It's even worse than that. When you go into it and you look at the treasuries. Look at this right here, man. This is scary, okay? What is a 10-year? Oh, it's US 10. That's what it is. US 10-year. Look at the government bonds 10 years. Oh, my God. Look. Let me get this slop off the chart so you can't see it, right? And we'll just do the candles. Oh, my God. Look at that, y'all. What do I need to say about bonds right now? Would you buy a treasury bond? Would you buy a treasury bond? Would you loan the government money with them hoping to give you money back? Oh my God. Why did this happen? Because the government keeps printing money, y'all. The government can't pay it back. This is a direct correlation with the debt, okay? This is in direct correlation with the U.S. debt. $26 trillion. You're not going to get money back from the government. They don't have it to give to you. Be realistic here. Let's look at let's see if we can pull a fib on this. See how bad it is. Oh, look. It's not bad. Look. It actually did its move and hit the 1618. See that? Even the U.S. Treasury bonds follow the right charts. 1618. Went past it, came right back to it. When it goes too far, it comes back. Now it's sitting here waiting. What's going to happen next? Well, it could come back up here to S2. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? You'd see a lot more money going to treasuries if that happened. Basically, if you don't know what a treasury bond is, you buy a treasury bond, and it's for 10 years. It's basically a savings account. Let's say you put $1 million in this. In 10 years, you'll get $1,664,000 back. Does that make sense? You loan the government for 10 years. After 10 years, they give you your money back plus interest. In November of 18, you'd got 3.2% interest on that. In just this short amount of time, the government cannot pay you back much interest because they don't have any money to pay you back. They're talking about doing another stimulus. What do you think is going to happen in this chart when another stimulus comes out? That's more debt. That's just way down here. It's going to be useless to buy a treasury bond. US 20 is also the same case, I believe. Government bonds 20 years. I mean, it's a little better. It actually rebounded pretty well. But it looks like we got rejected. Right here. Come on, baby. Work with me, mouse. There, bam. So yet we got rejected at the 71 and the 68 here. We're under the 618, getting rejected, catching support at the 50. This thing may go sideways a little bit and wait on the economy to see what happens, okay? Every chart works the same. I don't really care what it is. They all follow the same principles. Look at that support line right there. Another one down here. Another support line. And we have an all-time high up here. But most likely there. Yeah, we can't do that on the monthly because you can't see it because there's not enough monthly chart. But there you go. I mean, we're at support. If we fail at support, we're going to come down here to 1.13. Would you be willing to give the government $1 million for 20 years to get 1% back, or would you like to be in something else? I know what I'm going to do. It daggum sure ain't going to be in no treasury bonds. That's out. Let's see. I like that OCE coin, kind of like BNB before. Yeah, that ocean coin. I think Mr. Phibb has been talking about that a lot. Ocean protocol, yep. Yeah, looky here, it's way ahead. It's a DeFi coin, isn't it? I don't know because that's why I'm asking. See, May of 19. Yeah, right here in this area and down. Yeah, look how far ahead OCE is. So it did its 1414 move, just like others have. Right there. When it made this move, instead of falling, guess what Ocean had? What we call support. It held support, and after it held support, it immediately reversed. Kind of like what you see Zeal doing right now. This ugly red candle right here. It's the same thing as Zeal. Then it reversed right off the top of it, broke the pivot line, and once it did, brother, it was gone with the wind. We can actually pull a new set here and see how far we're going. Let me get this off. Get this off. Let's do a good one here. If we're following wicks, come on, mouse. Killing me, bro. I ordered a new gaming chair today. Or yesterday I ordered it. Ooh, look at here. A perfect 1618. It's not rocket surgery. Every single time. These charts follow the rules. Every single time. Do they get rejected sometimes? Yes. Where they go after that? Well, let's find out. Once they move, where do they go? They go right to where they're supposed to. What's it going to do from here? Well, it's retraced already. Let's see how far it's retraced. %62%, so 618. It's done a 618 retracement. Could it go from here? Yep, I believe it can. It can go if it like to. How far is it going to go? Well, let's measure. If it stops here, which it may not, may go more, then we're looking at $1.37. $1.37 up here. That would be my target. If this thing stops here, it could go down farther, okay? Because there's no support here. If you see that, we have one support line right here. Maybe. Maybe. Come on. Come on, girl. There we go. Yeah, that's going to be our support line. So it can come all the way back down here to this orange if it likes. And if it comes down to the orange, well, that extends out our potential returns to here. And look, that box lines up with 1414 now, okay? So I bet that's going to happen. I bet this is going to come on down here to the support. There is no support for it to get caught on, so it's got to find it somewhere. Not on the monthly anyway. Let's look at the weekly. Maybe we can find a weekly support line. Nope, no weekly lines either. This wick would be the only weekly support line, and it's not very strong. So it's either going to come down here and get caught, or it's going to move up from here, but you got two choices. Either way, it's coming down a little bit, okay? I wouldn't do anything yet. It's longer term hold. Well, long term hold, but you need to find the top, okay? And look how high up overbought this thing was. 94 on the RSI. When it gets over 90, bro, sell. Sell. When it gets over 90, you are way past overbought. Sell. The MACD's kind of flattening out and rolling over here on the MACD. That looks like sideways and up to me. You know what I'm saying? Looks like this is going to go. All right, Brian, be good, brother. Hold down Ireland over there, homie. It looks like this is going to kind of come down here and then maybe come up. Okay? And not cross bearish. I bet we're going to get close to a bearish cross and get a bounce up. And then we're going to look for 175. At 175, you're going to get another retrace. It depends on how far this thing comes down. I can get a more accurate line. Wrong ocean. Which ocean? Arctic? Ocean X. Now it just seems like you're sounding like Tesla and you're just changing your name. It just sounds like you're changing your name. Well, this chart looks worse. You sure you don't want to do the other one? Oh, God. Oh, I've got Ocean Pro, not Ocean X. Oh, God. All right, there we go. All right, see, this is an example of why we do our 1272 lines as a take profit line. See that? I would have taken some profits there. And once I took those profits, it dropped. Well, at least I got some of it out, right? That's why we do it. Let's look and see what their indicators look like. Yeah, look at my indicators. They look great. Oh, shit. Okay, let's see. We got a daily. Let's look at the daily. Well, that's the best data we have. So let's use the best data we have, okay? All right, so looks like we've almost got a bullish cross here on the MACD, but not yet. So we're not quite ready to buy. That's not bullish yet. RSI is in the buy zone already, but it's heading toward the 40 line. Let's pull a fib set here. No, let's first do a resistance line. So I got one here. Yep. I've got one down here. Yeah. Something like that. We bounced off of S1. That's good. We're in the resistance zone here. Do we have another one back here? Yep, look, right at the price. Okay, so we're under resistance right now. It's going to take a little bit to get going again. Just a little hung up. 50 rejection. Okay, so here's the time to buy, all right? Look, we're not going to buy this until this gets over this 50 line. Once we're over this 50 line, we can buy. And we're going to get stuck right here. If you want, you can wait till after this line. That is a loss of... Shit, my fault. If we came down a little bit more here and crossed the 50 and this one, that's a 21% loss you would take waiting. Okay, but there's more resistance in here. And I hate for you to get caught in the chop. Right there's some. Yeah, this is going to be this one. So we could maybe add one in here for the daily. Yeah, see? Okay, once it gets to this chop, we're good to move. But it's got to get through it first. So if you're in it, that's fine. If this drops down here to what, 0.25? No, hold on. Yeah, 0.255. 00255. If it drops below that, then we're coming down more, okay? This is a continuation bounce. Continuation down bounce. If this thing does not break up over here, we're coming back down some more. And look, we have a daily head and shoulders with a drop. And another one coming right here. Okay? If it does not get up over that 50, then we're coming back down to the next support line. Okay? Simple as that. That's the way it works. We have 8 hours to get back up over that line. No, 12 hours. 12 hours to get over that line. So if it doesn't do it, we're coming back down some more. That sucks. I know. I'm sorry. That's the way it works. But long term, we have. Let's do a breakdown on what price we could see if we actually do break loose here. Let me break this off. Let's pull from the top. Measuring the downtrend. We already know that a 50 line break is needed here. Yeah, see, this would be the optimal buy spot right here. You'd wait for this to come up here and buy. Or, you wait for this to finish its dump down. If we break through, from here we have, from this particular price today, that's 200% available to the next top. And I would for sure sell this next one because it's following a nice rhythm here. Pull a trend line from here to here. See that? It's a good looking line here. So this also tells me it's going to take a little longer because fib lines and trend lines intersect, and oftentimes the price meets there. That's what I was kind of looking up about figuring out how to find price prediction timelines. is that fib lines and trend lines often intersect at the right positions. So right here's going to be one. Right there. It's going to take a while to get there now. I had to pull that fib set a long way out there, and that's 150%. If you want to wait even longer, see how far I had to pull this out? That lets me know that this thing's going to take a while. Man, I still got to pull more? Shit. See, ocean is a few months away then, in my opinion, because it's going to take a bit. There you go. Those are the points where I would look to sell. That's the best I can come up with. That's where I think I would sell. Somebody's talking. BNB is a monster. Let's have a look real quick at Binance Coin and see what it's doing for the moment. It's trying to fight back, but I bet it's going to get rejected again. What do you think? Explained this earlier, but the black one right here is a big monthly. Black fib set is a big monthly, and I got a daily in blue down here. Yeah. I saw earlier yesterday that the daily 1618 lined up perfectly with the 886. This happened at about 11 o'clock last night. We had several folks in the group were already in this futures trade here, and they got in down here somewhere. And they were riding it up and like, man, we ride. I'm like, look, here's a profit line. I want y'all to understand when it hits around 32, you need to get out. And multiple people, I think, got out. I know Hope set hers for dead on 32. It took profit for her. I think she made roughly 500%. 500% in a downtrend. All these coins are sitting still, and she made 500% just by following the rules of the chart. Okay? Where's it going from here? Well, it's stuck in this spot right here. We're either going to get it bounced down to the 1272 and come up, or we're going to sit flat and idle. Let's look at the full fractal for BNB. Is it monthly? Yeah. Look how ahead BNB is. All right, now you see it. If you look at the monthly with nothing else on there, you see that we came down, moved up, and we're getting rejected right now. We're hitting the 886. This is why I added the 886 line in, which is also, coincidentally, the resistance line. It's dead on it, okay? It's going to play around with this for a little bit and then go. All right, now, interestingly enough, look at this MACD right here. Look at that thing. That's going to cross tonight. Beautiful. Beautiful MACD cross. Now, should you sell? If you're in a futures trade, yeah, because you don't know exactly when this thing's going to bounce. But if you're in this long term, that's a monthly bullish cross. That's great news. We have a clear-cut monthly channel right here. It's not hard to see at all. That is not complicated to see. Let's dial it in a little bit here. We got pretty angry with me, but that's clear there's a channel there, okay? We bounced right off the bottom of it. We're moving up. And look, our fib set lines up with where the channel may go. This is why I want to get into this more, okay? How long is it going to take to get there? Well, that's super hard to predict, but I want to get better at that. So either way, I'm going to work on trying to figure out time frames a little better, do a little bit more research on it. It's not as easy as just pulling fibs and resistant lines and everything else. Timelines are tough, so I'll work on it later. Hopefully I can figure it out more. I don't know. It's kind of a toughie. We'll see. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more to it than I understand. And if that's the case, then I'm willing to I'm willing to learn. All right. Anybody got any other coins? Let's see, XLM one day approaching the 40. Ooh, you're right. We got a bull cross right here, Dre. That's at the 40. Money line's crossing over into the good. I like it. She's clearly playing with the 40 line. MACD crossed. I think it's retesting right now. Man, this kind of makes me think that Bitcoin ain't going to go no farther. But I can't say that for sure. I don't want to do that. I mean, I got a lot of XLM now. A lot. So I sold all that XRP, man, and I moved it over to ADA and XLM and Link and VET. Hey, bro, I'm selling it when it gets up there. That's all there is to it. I'm taking my profits. Can't nobody tell me I can't. Yeah, so Bitcoin still isn't bullish, still bearish, still fighting resistance. Glad y'all finally going through. Well, it's not got to do anything to do with the price. It's just a better chart. It's just a better chart than XRP. And I was foolish for having as much as I had. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not ever going to fill up just one bag ever again. That was, I don't like being wrong. That was a ruse. It was a ruse. We were all tricked. We were all told that, XRP was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And we were all lied to. It's probably the best use case that ever existed. But it isn't being used yet, so whenever you start getting used, come holler at me. When I hear some politicians actually naming it by name, not in a congressional hearing, in a debate, when I hear them saying something in the name like he did with Kodak, okay, then we can talk. Because when the president gets on TV and says a company's name like that, shit pops off. That's all there is to it. I'm in Bolt also. It's one of the shit coins on. It's got crazy percentages. Looks a lot like KNC and others. I'm in it for the long ride on this one. Fuck out of here, 13,000%. And it's going to go faster than XRP because it has less resistance. 13,000%. Okay. Has this resistance zone just like KNC, just like Digibyte. Got to get through it. Once it gets through it, 13,000%. That's still better than XRP. So I'm willing to put a little bit over there and see what happens. If it never goes, it was only $150. No big deal. All right. So everybody go watch The Big Short. Everybody go watch the giant beast that is the global economy. The first episode for sure. For sure. I'm not lying to you. The first episode is fucking amazing. You're going to watch it and go, wow, Keith wasn't lying. And the last thing you need to watch is, this one's a little harder to watch. But This one here, too big to fail. It talks about how these banks and how the politicians worked it out and made these 7 banks the biggest corporations in the history of ever. And how 75% of all the money today is flowed through these 7 banks. 75% of all the money is flowed through these 7 banks. Okay? This movie talks about it. Too big to fail. The Big Short, Too Big to Fail, the giant beast that is the global economy. Once you watch those, your entire fucking mind changes about money. Your entire mind changes about money. It ain't, I'll see how much I can hold. It ain't, oh man, I'm buying stocks. Your entire stuff changes and you go, wait a minute, dude. You mean to tell me that all this time, you know, happened to me. I was one of the people in 2007 who lost everything, okay? Lost all my money, lost my house, ex-wife lost her job. I kept my job, but we struggled for a while. We moved into a tiny ass little rental house. We had a 1-year-old. It sucked. It sucked, okay? It sucked. It took a while for me to dig out of that hole, okay? But I got out. Happened again, was homeless again, okay? So, yeah, whatever. We figure shit out. Don't be a part of this. Be better. Other than that, y'all, look, I'm done. It's almost 11 o'clock. I'm going to get me something to eat and prepare for this Panthers game. Football's about to come on. I ain't playing no fantasy football this year, so I can just watch the game. A Dusk is another one I'm going to buy, by the way, y'all. More of. I've just been adding to this little by little. And I even wrote right here for everybody. See this? Quick mover, resistance from weekly only. Once it passes this zone, it's going to move quickly. Prepare. All right, so I'll see y'all guys on Tuesday, I guess. I'll be back over in the Telegram group. If anybody's got anything you need to ask, Telegram group it up. I appreciate Rug showing up, Brian showing up, everybody else who came through. I know you guys aren't in the group, but y'all still kick ass. I appreciate it. Everybody else, come holler at me if you need something. Till then, fellas, y'all be good. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.